Okay, what we're going to do over this next little while with this video is show you some of the cloud applications of desktop publishing. What we did this week is start a new topic called desktop publishing, and we used Microsoft Publisher, which lets you do things like make brochures, flyers, banners, birthday cards, newsletters. And because now the internet is very sophisticated, you can do a lot of the same stuff on the web instead of having to use Microsoft Publisher. And there's some really cool programs out there. Now if you go to my Shirley Weebly site, most of the things I'm going to show you are in here. Desktop publishing, infographics. Okay, so we're going to go in there and we're going to do some neat things over the next little while. Now what I'm going to start showing you today, which almost look exactly like Microsoft Publisher, is this first one called Project Rome, a really cool program. There it is right there. There's the site. I'll show you all the sites and put them on the Adobe Edmodo site in a little while. Okay, so we'll press there. We'll start up the program. And I'm not going to teach you any of these programs. I'm just going to give you a basic overview of what they look like, and then it'll be up to you to sort of fool around with them, get a little handle on what they can do, and maybe use one of them as one of your assignment solutions, right? So like I said, this one does a lot of the same stuff. It says brochures and stuff like that, invitations, cards, and things like that. And why don't we pick something from here? So you're having a wedding shower, okay? And I press choose. Okay, and in a couple of seconds it gives you very nice looking actually card, if you were getting married, and you can do all kinds of things, like you can insert other things like a picture, a map, a clipping, you can add files, you can add different components like buttons, and obviously you can change the color and things like that. So you can do some really neat things. Remember, all these are different pieces that you can click on and change and move around and do whatever you want to it. Like you can drag this around. So very, very cool and very neat little program that does a lot of the same things that you can do in Microsoft Publisher, but in the cloud for free. Alright, and if you log in properly, it lets you print and everything else. I'm not going to save it right now, but that's kind of the first application that I wanted to show you. The second one that I want to show you that I think is kind of cool, I've used it a couple of times, is called Simple Booklet. Alright, and again, it's a different way to put like a brochure or something, but make it web-based, and then that means that you can do other things like add in a video, put in some pictures and stuff like that. I'll just click here and just to show you what I mean. Okay, this is an example of somebody doing something for CD collection or records. Okay, and again, this could have been done in Microsoft Publisher, and these would have been different pages, but this is way cooler, right? So you can do all kinds of neat things in here, and these are just different pages of this little brochure. Okay, and you add obviously pictures, and I'm going to show you one where you can add some videos and things like that. So this is called Simple Booklet, and it's going to ask you to sign in. Okay, and I think you can use your Google account here if you have one. Alright, so I'm going to use my Google address and just log in using that. Once you're in, you press create, and like I said, you can do a bunch of different things. Let's say we wanted to sell something, right? And we had like a special offer or something like that. Let's go exclusive. Alright, well, actually that one's you have to pay for, so you got to pick some of these. So let's say big sale. Alright, and this would give you a sample of how you are going to sell something. Now you might say, well sir, I don't like that. I want to change the background, I want to add my own stuff. No problem. You press add, and you can do all kinds of stuff. You can change the background, change the color to whatever you want. You can add all these different kinds of things when you publish it. You can obviously put in a photo, a video, you can link to a web page. Very cool. But again, I'm not going to show you how to use it. I want you to experiment. But with a little bit of effort, you can put together a cool little description of your booklet, and then obviously you're going to send it to me. Now when you send it to me, you press publish, right? And then it creates your booklet, and it'll give you the address of what your booklet's going to be located on. Okay, and you can obviously put it to Twitter, put it on Facebook, all kinds of neat little things. And again, basically on the web, all right, you're basically using what it comes with on a cloud application. Now, most of you guys are in grade 9, some of you are in grade 10. And in grade 10, you take a course called Careers. And in Careers, obviously, it tells you how you apply for jobs, how you go to university, and things like that. And one of the things they'll expect you to do is to put together a resume. So a resume is kind of cool because, lets you apply for a job, but the newest kind of resumes are online, which means you can add in better pictures and links and stuff like that that you can't do on a piece of paper. And maybe you'll get a job easier because it'll be a cooler way to express yourself. This Do You Buzz is a neat one to use to do a resume. All right, and I'm just going to click here for a second and I'll show you a rough idea. This is the one that I did for myself. Nothing special, but you can specify your name and then put down things you want people to know about you, like your experience. Okay, so there's a little section there for experience. If you can click on it, it'll just focus in on your experience. Okay, you can go to education, tell a little bit about your education. If you click blog, which is one of the choices, you can link it to your blog so they can see how you write and how you express yourself depending on the kind of job. Obviously you can change the design. There's all kinds of different ones you can pick there. You can change where it's going to go. You can add more content and things like that. So it's really cool, and it's online, your resume. Okay, so maybe you'll like one of these three that I just showed you, and you'll try one out, experiment it, and then have it be one of your assignment solutions. Now, another group of publishing web apps is called Mashups. Kind of like you throw in a whole bunch of things on the screen. It's almost like you glue them together on a piece of paper and you hear all my ideas on this topic. And one of the ones is very popular. It's kind of like one of the most popular ones called Glogster. It's used a lot in elementary school lately. It's used a little bit in high school too. And you can put together a couple of neat things. I just quickly show you something I put together and then you can see what I'm trying to do here. So this was for my computer programming course where you're doing games, and what you can do is you can place all kinds of things on it like this, and you can change the template. Okay, now you can do all kinds of different things. You can obviously change the colors, you can change the background, you can change the template format, how it's going to look. You can look at other people's Glogsters. You can take a look at a resume glog. Let's see what this is about. So what you're doing is you're putting all kinds of different ideas, you're sort of slapping them on the screen. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, so there's all kinds of neat things you can do, and this is kind of a generic template that you can work with and move things around. You can add stuff, and remember, here's all the different kinds of things you can add. You can add a graphic. All right, some of them are kind of goofy. You can add your own graphics, obviously. You can add video, audio, all kinds of neat things. And this one actually is a very neat sort of Glogster, sort of slap it on mashup. All right, you can add a video here, put something there. So this is really cool. You can move stuff around. These are all objects, remember, that you can add on. If you click on tools, there they all are. You can add text, obviously, images. You can change the wall and everything else. So that's Glogster, and that's a class of application called a mashup. All right, let's go on to our last idea in this first part of our videos. The last one, Montage, is too easy to be true. You don't even have to do anything in this one. Basically, you tell the computer an idea, and it goes to the internet and puts together something. Now, of course, you might not like everything it put in there, and then you can change it. Just want to show you a little video that sort of explains it. Okay, so what exactly is this thing called Montage? Well, what it is you put together an idea, and I'm going to show you one right now. I'm going to sign in, and I'll use mine. Now, you can sign in with a Twitter account. You can do it any way you want, all right? So I'm going to sign in with my Twitter account in this one. And I've created two montages. And again, one of them has to do with the computer class I teach that teaches students how to use game design. All right, and all I did was basically type in this word, XNA Game Studio, which makes them do games for the Xbox. and it put together this montage. Okay, I didn't put any of this in. Now you go, so what if I don't like one of them? What if I don't like this one here? No problem. Okay, now I'm clicking on it right now. I'm not fixing it. It would take you to the site, right? But you can change it. All right, you can edit it. You can do whatever you want, right? So this is a sample that I just did. Let me show you another one. Now, if I wanted to fix that, obviously I would press edit. Here's the other one, which is more like what we're doing right now, web apps. Okay, and again, this is a montage. I put it together. I didn't do anything. Right? And the video, the idea was that this gets refreshed all the time. So wherever it got this idea from, in a day or two, it might change that to be more current and more modern. So it doesn't stay static. It changes constantly. And again, if you don't like that, you go here and you press edit. And you can move stuff around. You can delete it. Like so here, I can move this around. I can say I don't like it anymore. I can change it. You can do whatever you want. So you can get rid of it. You can modify it. You can edit the content and change where it's coming from. You can do all kinds of neat things. But quickly, with very little effort, it asks you, okay, what do you want to do? And it will come back and give you all these different examples. And again, you won't appreciate it until you actually start doing it yourself, okay? And then it will let you change backgrounds and everything else and let you save it and publish it. I'm going to cancel it for a second. And when you're done, okay, it gives you an address. And of course, you know, when you press here, for instance, you'll see this big long thing at the very top. And that'll be like the email, that'll be the link that you have to send me so I can see your, what we call a montage. So very quickly, all kinds of different stuff that you haven't seen before. Ways to have a whole bunch of different ideas published, but web published. All right, and from this first initial list of traditional publishing, there was that Project Rome, Simple Booklet, or Do You Buzz, which was the resume maker, or from this other list, the Glogster, which is kind of cool. You should try that out. Or this one that I'm doing right now, Montage, kind of a fancy word for a mashup. I want you to do one of these as one of the little assignment questions you're going to do. Okay, so that's the first kind of applications that are the web versions of desktop publishing.